Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is strength building and the best way that I found to do just that. And at a body weight of 280 pounds, my best bench press was 450 pounds. My best squat was 500 pounds. And my best barbell curl was 200 pounds. And I also could deadlift about 500 pounds. But I could do that about 2 to 3 times for some reason. Now, we're going to go way back to my high school days when I was first introduced to a real gym with iron weights. Until that point, from like the age of 10 until about high school age, I was mainly doing push-ups, sit-ups, and working with dumbbells because that's all I could afford. So once I got to high school, you know, we had access to better equipment. So the way I worked out was Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the weekend off. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the weekend off. I worked out like that. And I worked out like that for at least a couple of years that way. And I did full body workouts back then. That's what I did. Because the volume of exercises that I knew how to do were minimum. So I stayed with the basics. Bench press, squat, deadlift, curls, bent over rows, you know, stuff like that. That's the only things that I did. And we're going to start off with the bench press because that's what most people are interested in doing, is the bench press. And when I started high school, just like I said, I was just introduced to working out with the bench press, you know, with real good equipment. So I started off with 135. I can only do 5 reps with the 135 at that particular time. And I was trying to get my body acclimated to exercising with the better equipment. So I stayed with the basic exercises for about a month. Once I got acclimated to working out with those exercises, I then began to concentrate and worry about lifting heavier and heavier weights. So with that 135, I would do 5 sets of 5 because I can only do 5 reps. So I would do 5 sets of 5. Okay. After that month, I would stay with that 135, still Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as I said. And I would stay with that 135 until I could do 5 sets of 10 with the 135. And I would never add weight to the bar until I could do 5 sets of 10 reps with that particular weight. I didn't pyramid up to the weight or anything like that. That's what I do now. But then I didn't pyramid up to the weight. I went straight for the 135 from the beginning. And I would stay with that 135, you know, throughout. So once I could do 10 reps with the 135, I would add 5 pounds. So now we're dealing with 140 pound bench press. So I would do 5 sets of 5 with that. If I could do 10 for 2 or 3 of them, I would do 10. But remember, until I could do 5 sets of 10 reps with any kind of weight, I wouldn't move up in weight. So I didn't move from that 140 until I could do 5 sets of 10 reps with the 140. Then I add 5 more pounds to it, and I continued that process until I got heavier and heavier into the weights. Once I got to 315. I wasn't able to do the 315 for 5 sets of 10 reps, but I could do 2 sets of 10 reps, and the rest of them would fall back. And at that point, I was kind of like moving from the heavy weightlifting thing to the bodybuilding thing, because that's when I kind of discovered the bodybuilding type things. And I kind of like moved away from it once I reached the 315 category. And that's pretty much the way that I found to gain strength pretty quickly. And if you're young, you should gain weight real quickly, because you have, you know, this high testosterone, natural testosterone levels flow in your system, and you should be able to make gains pretty rapidly, you know, with you being young, you know, without having to worry about using drugs. Now, I made all my lifts and stuff, like I said, without you. I didn't use nothing. I never used any kind of steroids or anything like that to even make those lifts. But to make those lifts, that's the way I did it. I pretty much stayed with the same weight. Once I got to 225, I would start off with 225. That was my warm-up weight, 225, and I'll do 5 sets of 10 reps with the 225. And then I would, you know, like I said, once I can do 5 sets of 10 reps with the 225, I add another 5. And I kept doing that until I got up to 315. And I never was able to get to 315 for 5 sets of 10. But I did do at least 2 sets of 10 with 315. And then, like I said, I got off of that and started moving more or less to the bodybuilding type thing. But that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.